Alrighty, I'm gonna try this again. I've tried it multiple times and it's never worked out right exactly the way that I want. I guess I'll call this through the steering wheel or something like that. Right now we're on our way to Athens, Georgia. From Avon, Ohio, I went to the Duct Tape World headquarters. Apparently they got something called T-Rex tape and it is ferociously strong, I understand. So that's where we're heading, to Athens, Georgia, to drop it off. And right now we are in Walton, Kentucky, just over the border out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And you know, what's interesting is every time that I'm going through Cincinnati in a semi-truck, there's always some sort of like something like left lane's blocked, blah blah blah. And I worked for a company in Ohio, in Sydney, Ohio. I'm not gonna specifically say the name of the company because it's not a good situation with all that. So anyway, yeah, I was working doing some day cab type stuff in a sleeper truck, which, hey, if you do day cab stuff in a sleeper, it's pretty great because when you're waiting and shit, you're not just sitting there in the damn seat. Like, you get to be able to go back and lay the hell down and relax. And it makes it seem like that it goes a lot quicker, you know? Anyway, so I'm working, driving all these miles, but it was per hour. It's supposed to be 25 per hour. Something like that, whatever it was. And I'd work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And I'd get like $150, $200 paychecks. And they say, oh, well, it's these deductions, it's blah, 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 it's do you owe child support? No, I don't owe child support. I don't have no damn kids. The fuck? And it was just a bad situation. A really, really bad situation. I wasn't able to pay my bills. You know, I had all this stuff that was going on. I mean, I was able to at least purchase a vehicle that I needed, that my husband and I needed, and it's helped us out definitely a lot by being able to have that vehicle. But the thing was, once I got the vehicle, I then had no money. I can count probably one time in the like 2-3 months that I worked there. Let's see, I was there November, December, wait. Might have only been there 2 months, but anyway. And like, it was just horrible. I can count one time where I got a paycheck that was over $300. And I think that paycheck was like $450 or something. For working all these hours and junk, and you know, you get nothing. You get nothing in return, and it just angers you. Because you can't do nothing. You can't pay your bills. You can't do anything. I didn't even take my husband out to eat for a little date night. Like, so, ended up just, well, then I went home weekly, kind of like OTR type junk. So at the end of the week, I get home and everything. And once that paycheck comes around to be getting, it was like hardly anything. Once again, it was the same thing. Oh, it's taxes, deductions. Do you owe child support? No, I don't owe child support. And like, I was having like $500-$600 in taxes allegedly taken out every single week, or your paperwork wasn't turned in. Blah 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 blah. Okay, my paperwork was turned in. I turned in paperwork every single time. Every single time. It was really confusing and really frustrating, really, really annoying. So I had it. I was done. And I got home one day. Well, I did OTR for like literally a week. Went down to Atlanta, went up to Michigan, went over to fucking Chicago. Went literally everywhere. Drove all these miles. It was over 3,000 miles that I drove in 1 week. And the paycheck was $150. And that was just so aggravating. There was no reason for that at all. And so I was just doing some home daily stuff for a while. We had paid per mile. And I just did one more week, and then my husband and I talked about it, and I just said, I've had enough. I really have. And I was doing DoorDash delivery for a while. You know, yeah, way station's closed. I was doing DoorDash delivery for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks or so. I made more in like 3 or 4 days than I did in a whole week at that company. So then I was just thinking about getting a factory job, doing something, you know. And then I decided that one day I was doing DoorDash delivery and I saw trucks driving on the highway and I said, damn, you know, I missed that. I missed that shit. And then when I got home later that night, my husband said something about it. And so I started looking around. And I didn't really apply for a whole bunch of companies like I had done before in the past and see, you know, who has the best thing to offer. See, I was at U.S. Express. I did C.H. Robinson dedicated, which I don't like C.H. Robinson. And it was no fault of U.S. Express that C.H. Robinson was terrible. It was C.H. Robinson's fault that C.H. Robinson was terrible. And so then I switched over to doing Meijer, which if you don't know what that is, it's a grocery store based in Michigan that they also have in Ohio and Kentucky. Indiana, Illinois, some of Illinois, and then obviously Michigan. And I loved it. It was great. It was driving at night, day cab. You know, per mile, it was like 64 cents per mile or something like that. It was great. But I had thought it'd be cool to possibly go to Schneider and get a owner-operator truck. Because I guess we thought, my husband and I, we thought that would work out. But it didn't. It didn't work out. They were going to literally keep me as a company driver for who knows how long. Forever and ever. And I wasn't about it. I wasn't wanting to do that. That's not what I was wanting to do. See, my husband and I, we want to start a trucking company, our own, Phillips Express. And start out with one truck, run loads, keep our lives cheap, get another truck, run loads, get another truck, run loads, and build a company where, you know, because a lot of these companies, the way that some of the biggest companies have all these things that they have to pay all the time. Like, companies got insurance, they got taxes, they got to try to get their money from the customers. They got to do all sorts of junk. They got to pay fuel tax. They got to do this, got to do that. They got to pay a bunch of office people. And they got to pay on their trucks, because a lot of them lease their trucks. Like at Schneider, every single truck is leased, and that's called debt. People say, "Oh no, it's called a lease. They're leasing their trucks, so they're not spending a bunch of money on buying trucks." Right, but when you think about it, yeah, you can get a big group of trucks at one time if you lease them. But the thing is, if you lease all those trucks, I mean, that's like when you're buying a car. Let's say the car's, for example, I'm buying a car over the course of 2.5 years that is, it's a $6,500 car, give or take. But I'm going to end up paying $9,000 over the course of 2.5 years because of the finance fee and the warranty and everything like that. That's how it works. So, in the long run, these companies are spending more on paying on these trucks that they're leasing. Alright? So that means that each time that they have to pay on trucks, which is probably every week, once a month, whenever it is, they're spending money to be able to make money. So every single week, let's say a truck payment is $1,000 per week, all right, which is about an average for companies to be paying per truck per month. So you're paying $1,000, then you're paying the driver, and then you're paying office people, and you're running 4 or 5, 6 loads maybe a week with that truck. So let's say you're making about $12,000. Well, let's say about $10,000 minus truck payment plus tax. You're now making about $9,000 something, and then you got to pay insurance. So now you're making even less. Now you're paying the driver. So at the end of it, a lot of big companies are only making about $2,000 to $3,000 off of each truck every single month. Now, or every single week. Now, don't get me wrong, that could work. Because look at gas stations. Most gas stations are making literally 5-6 cents per gallon, when gas is like almost like $20 a gallon, damn near. These gas stations, like, there's little gas stations that are making millions and millions of dollars off of literally 5-6 cents per gallon. That works. And these trucking companies, yeah, they're making a lot of money. But they're having to do it in a really difficult way. So their return on investment, once they hire a new driver and start running them, let's say the driver gets a brand new truck when they start, or let's say it's a person that's a current driver, but then they get a new truck. Now they're going to be spending way more money on that truck, and their return on investment is not going to be until about 4 or 5 months after they've started leasing that truck. So what I'm saying is that a lot of big companies, they get a new truck, that truck isn't making them any money for about 3, 4, 5 months. It's just not. 3, 4, 5 months later, that truck starts making them money. So now their return on investment it literally takes. So you're not making any money for 3, 4, 5 months. And then after that, it's probably going to take 3, 4, 5, 6 months or more. It could take a whole year for that truck to start making its money back. For that return on investment, that's a very low return on investment. So leasing trucks is not a good way to go. People say, oh, well, if you buy a truck off Facebook, that it's just going to keep breaking down and shit, and then you're going to be losing more and more money. Well, that's why what you do is buy the truck, and then you take it on down to the nearest Love's, to the truck care, have them take a good old look at it, have them do a whole inspection on it, and then you'll get a little inspection sticker if anything major needs fixed on it. Go ahead and get that fixed. And then you can say with 100% confidence that that truck is going to be able to run perfectly 100% smoothly. Yeah, trucks break down. It happens. But that's the thing, is that a truck is going to break down no matter what. I mean, they're driven so many miles per year. Of course that's going to happen. Even if it's brand new, something can happen. It don't really matter. With that being said, we're going to buy trucks where we don't owe money on. So the only things we're paying is insurance, paying for the drivers' salaries, and the way that we're planning to do it, most likely, is use U.S. Express with their automated system as our broker. We'll run U.S. Express trailers all over the country, and our loads will be pre-planned before the week even begins. So we can run 2,000-3,000 miles and make hella money while we can still be home on the weekends. How about that? That's how you do it. So we'll start running a whole bunch of trucks eventually. That's what we'll do. Our office will be like hardly anybody, because the U.S. Express system, it does all the paperwork for us. We pick it up as U.S. Express and all that. We run under our own DOT number and everything. We own our own truck. We use their fuel card, and then that fuel is deducted from our money at the end of the week. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a good plan. You know, people always be saying, oh, you'll never make any money. Well, here's the thing, is that if you say you won't make any money, you're not going to make money. If you don't go into it with a game plan, saying that you're going to be successful and making sure that it's going to happen, then you're not going to be successful. You got to go into it with a game plan. That's what business planning is all about. Have a business plan. A business plan is literally what the business is going to do and exactly how it's going to make its money. And what are its profit goals. And that's what we're planning to do, and that's what we're going to do. There's been some bumps in the road, but honestly, I'd rather have a truck that's paid off than have to pay a bunch of money every single week, and then it breaks down, and then I got to pay even more money. So if it's paid off and it breaks down, it's not going to cost as much. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, that is all.